G'day humans, Chris Stead here. Welcome to the busy streets of Taipei in Taiwan. Now I'm fresh off the boat, I've just arrived here and I'm going to try and find my way around this town for the next couple of days, and I'm going to be using the MRT, which is the metro system they've got here. It's supposed to be the best way to get around, the most affordable way to get around, but how does it work? You know, and I've travelled all around the world and used metros all around the world, and it doesn't matter how many times you've done it, even though they kind of pretty much all operate in the same way, it's still a little bit overwhelming at first. You get there, especially when it's not like in a language that you can easily read, trying to work out what's going on, what you're supposed to do, especially when there's that language barrier. So anyway, I'm going to go work it all out for you and then take you through all that I've learned about it, so that when you get here and you've watched this video, you're going to know exactly what to do and you're going to have any problems at all. All right, let's go. So the metro station is actually kind of hard to find. They've got this weird symbol, so it's not like a huge obvious standout thing. It's also kind of really hard to spot on Google Maps. And the maps of the actual metro don't really match up with the geographical shape that you'd expect them to, nor the distances. So the map gives you some guidance, but it's not a great help. What you most want to look out for is these kind of entrances. Some are more obvious than others. But you'll see like the big yellow 2, which I think stands for the gate. Like there's multiple numbers on each train station. If you see that kind of yellow and blue sign, that's your kind of indication that there's a metro there, if you haven't been able to spot it otherwise. And they're mostly underground, but there is some above ground ones. They seem to be mostly underground. All right, I've worked it out. Let me explain how I did it. So I've got my little card here. Look at that, big fat cat crashing down a building. It looks very Taiwanese. I'll talk you through how I did it. So this is down at the MRT station, the basement just next to my hotel. I've got no idea what the station name is yet, but anyway, so you can't buy these things, these cards, from here. You got to buy these from a convenience store. So I just went to a 7-Eleven. They told me it cost 100, it cost me 120, maybe the fat cat cost more. But anyway, that works out to about $6 Australian, $6.50 Australian, something like that. But she couldn't put any money on it. So then I had to come down here to this place, which is a ticket booth, to put money on it, but they don't accept cards, only cash. So then I had to go to this ATM over here, get some cash out, then take my card over here, and I put 200 on it, which is, I don't know how much it is, not much, $10 or something. And then, yeah, when it runs out, I'll top it up again. Okay. Thank you. There we go, an EasyCard top up. Too easy. Now if you don't want to go to the booth, you can just use one of these top up machines. They work pretty straightforward too. Just click top up. Put your card on there. It's going to tell you how much you've got, and just feed in your cash. Boom. I'm going to add 100, yes I do. Job done. Now, there is day passes that you can get, which might be a better option if you're only here for a day. I'm here for like 4 or 5 days, so I'm happy to have the card and the souvenir and just go wherever I want without really caring, without running out. But you can just get a day pass, which is unlimited, or just do single trips. But it's not that expensive just to get the card and top it up and off you go. Now I've just got to work out how to read this damn map. Where is it? So if you're trying to understand the way this all works, the best thing to think about is the colour and the number. Don't worry about any of the kind of names. I mean, it's not broadening your cultural horizons in any shape or form, but you will actually, after a while, start to recognise some of the names anyway, especially when they're hilarious, like Zhongxiao Fuxing. But yeah, so what you're going to know is whether or not the number's going up, so 15, 16, 17, 18, or whether it's going down 15, 14, 13, 12, and then which colour you're on. So if you're over here at Longshan Temple, so I've done a video on that if you want to check that out, and you want to go to Elephant Mountain, which is over here, all you need to know is that you need to get on the blue line and go up to 12. So you get on, you go 10 to 12, and then you need to get onto the red, and it'll either go up or it'll go down. So in this case, you want to go down, so you just need to know that you need to go up to red 10 and go to red 2. So for that particular trip, you're doing blue 10 to blue 12, exchanging red 10 to red 2. If you think about it like that, it's a hell of a lot easier. Alright, so right now I want to go to Seaman. And to get there, I'm from red 2, I'm just going to go from red 2 up to red 8, transfer to green 10, go from green 10 to green 12, and I'm there. Yeah. Righto, now when you see these kind of signs, you'll see 2 times on them. You'll see one, which is the actual time, which is 20:06, 8:06 at night. You see another time. That's actually how long till the next train comes. So handy to look at that and it'll basically give you an idea whether or not you need to push it down the escalators or not. So righto, when you're in the station, there's a couple of bits worth knowing. You'll see these white lines on the ground. They're there for queuing. People absolutely queue, they don't just swarm around the door like we do in Australia. You'll also see that if you're wondering whether you need to go on this side or that side, simply shows you here. So that's obviously counting down from 18 to 17. The other side will be counting up from 18 to 23, makes it real easy. You get a further warning when the actual train arrives because the lights will start flashing red. And in some of the stations, you even get this funky little dingle that plays. It feels really out of place, actually. Hear it? This thing about fat dudes. I take that personally. So one of the things you'll notice is the different coloured seats. So you've got cyan and you've got navy blue. Navy blue represents a priority seating and they take it seriously here. So I've seen so many people get up for pregnant women, people with kids, the elderly, disabled and so forth. So that's something to note with the seats. And there's way more cyan than there is navy blue, but just something to know. If you're sitting in a navy blue seat, you're expected to get up. So I'm transferring from the green line to the brown line right now, just to show you how easy it is. You can see clearly identifying brown line is this way. So this brown line's actually a bastard, and best avoiding if you can on short trips. I'm only going one station on it, but it's the above ground. So you've got to transfer from the bottom, go all the way up to the top to get on it, to go one station, then go all the way back down to the bottom again. Probably better off just going further down and transferring onto one of the underground lines. Trying to work out how much each trip's going to cost you is really difficult because there's no indicator on the actual map. It's based on distance. So even if I'll give you an example, you can walk from here to here in about 10, 15 minutes. It's not a very big long walk. But given that it's so bloody hot and humid, you might want to do this. But that's actually a lot of kilometres. Well, it's not a lot of kilometres, but that's actually a fair more distance than the walking distance. So you get charged a bigger sum. So you can't really be sure if you're going to get charged 20, 25, 30, 35. It's a bit of a lottery, so just make sure you've got enough money on your EasyCard to sustain a surprise amount. All the stations do have toilets, like free toilets, you don't have to pay to use them. Some bigger than others, but they all do have toilets. How cool is this thing? It's a map of the toilet and what's used and what's not and what's gotten too foul to use. How awesome. That I want to see everywhere. So do try and take note of the gate numbers if you can. So there's 4 over there. 1, 2 and 3 were way down there. And over here, I'm trying to go to the Rohe Street Market and that's clearly labelled as number 5. So another way to help navigate. Check this out. This is in the metro station. They've got rent an umbrella. So you can rent an umbrella if it's raining outside. I've also seen lockers in some of the stations and also little power charging spots where you can put your phone in and charge it for a little bit of money. So it's all pretty straightforward, right? You arrive, you go to a 7-Eleven, you get yourself an EasyCard, you then walk down to the metro station, you either hand over some cash to the lady in the booth or use the machine, top it up, work out which number and which colour line you're on, work out which number you're going, up or down, and if you need to do any transfers, and just follow the colours. Too easy. Okay, so this is super funny. So I just got to the end of my time in Taipei and basically went back to the booth where I topped up the what I thought was an EasyCard, because they said basically at the end just rock up there and they'll give you a refund on anything that's left there. So I turned up and he goes, no, it's not an EasyCard. I went, what do you mean it's not an EasyCard? And he goes, it's an IPASS card. And I had no idea there was a difference between the two. They just kind of described it as the same thing. Anyway, so it turns out it's a different type of card, it's 2 different companies that do basically the same thing, but he can't give you the refund, the train station guy can't give you the refund on an IPASS. So I've got to go back to the 7-Eleven, where I think he said he can get you a refund from the 7-Eleven or you can just spend it. So I'm just going to go and spend it on a couple of lollies for the kids to take home. So I know I said EasyCard the entire time during this video, but it turns out it was an IPASS, but they do exactly the same thing. But you just can't refund it in the train station at the end. So anyway, now I know. So there you have it, guys, another metro successfully taken. So that's all I've got to offer you on the MRT line here in Taipei. It works really well, it's really quite easy to understand, hopefully you understand it now as well. It's definitely the best way to get around. I found Taipei to be a really interesting city. It's very safe, it's very clean. I think I'm not even allowed to chew gum on the metro, I was told at one point by a voice in the background. It's also very quiet compared to what I thought it was going to be. I mean, like we're in Asia, it's busy by Australian standards, but nowhere near as busy as a lot of the other places I've been in Asia. And I found the people to be quite courteous. So definitely just, toe the line, don't muck about, stand in the queues, get up from those priority seats if you're in them and someone comes on board who needs it. And just don't be a bit of a goose, because there just seems to be none of that going on here at all. But I think it's perfectly safe and certainly safe with kids. I'd have no hesitation in bringing my family on this if they were with me. Also, make sure you get a chance, get on this brown line, which is just one you can see here. There's above ground. And it'll take you out to the zoo and the gondola and a few different places. But when you go through the city on that, there's like no driver's compartment, so you can sit at the front or the back and it looks directly out. And it's a great way to see the city, especially if you go up into the mountains towards the zoo. Really, really cool. All right, anyway, those are my thoughts on my tips and my guide on travelling on the metro in Taipei, in Taiwan. I hope that was of help to you. Make sure you check out my other videos. I'm putting heaps up from the area of all of the bits and pieces that I've done. So lots more to see. I'm Chris Stead. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'm getting back on the road. Yee-hoo!